Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 5th. I'm Miriam Bosiljevets. RCMP have charged a 45-year-old man with second-degree murder in connection with an Inuvik homicide. Police named the man charged as Kenneth Campbell. RCMP previously said a 38-year-old woman, who has not been publicly identified, was pronounced deceased at the town's hospital after being found at a business on Industrial Road last week. Campbell was expected to make a court appearance in Yellowknife yesterday afternoon. Northwest Territories MLAs have passed a $436 million capital budget for 2026 to 2027 by 12 votes to 4. The capital budget, which controls spending on infrastructure projects, includes maintaining and building schools, housing, a new bridge, and other large-scale projects. This budget is separate from the GNWT's annual operating budget, which is voted for each spring. For more information on what projects were included, visit CabinRadio.ca. The federal government proposed a new budget that includes big investments in northern infrastructure, sweeping cuts to public service, and an increase in military spending. The budget adds tens of billions to Canada's deficit as a way to counter U.S. tariffs and boost defense spending. Parliament is expected to debate for 4 days, which will then lead to a critical confidence vote on November 17th. Last night, the balance changed after Nova Scotia MP Chris d'Entremont resigned from the Conservative caucus to join the Liberals. NWT ministers welcomed Ottawa's proposed Northern and Arctic healthcare review. Budget documents noted access to healthcare is limited by insufficient infrastructure, a shortage of workers, and limited hospital access outside urban centres. As a result, the federal government said 4 ministers of National Defence, Indigenous Services, Northern Affairs, and Arctic Affairs will take on a comprehensive assessment of healthcare and infrastructure needs in the North. No further details regarding the healthcare assessment were available yesterday. Separately, the proposed federal budget included $5 billion over 3 years for a health infrastructure fund for provinces and territories. In the U.S., the Democratic Party won some key election wins in Virginia and New Jersey, as well as voting to approve a redrawing of districts in California in the midterm elections. One of the biggest races, though, was in New York City, where Zoran Mamdani was elected mayor. He received over 50% of the vote, with a turnout said to be the highest since 1969. And a new CBC documentary will examine the impact of beaver migration in the north and the changes they're making to the Arctic ecosystem. Cabin Radio reported on this phenomenon in 2022. The new documentary will demonstrate the scale of the changes, including new ponds and damming up the fish-bearing creeks. The Nature of Things episode airs tonight. Your weather forecast for today: Yellowknife high of -10 with a chance of flurries. Inuvik -10 and mainly sunny. Norman Wells -4 with a chance of flurries. Hay River -2 degrees with a chance of flurries. Fort Smith -4 and mainly cloudy. And Fort Simpson -4 with a chance of flurries.